The world market is 5,000, and you say $4,500 grand enough. Say better guy. Now, baby, I did do it. Any uncle besu, Nimon for babesu, I'm go for babesu by and found. And say, you mean I see now, and you got no quo. All Ghana minerals in now from 5% to 12%. Yen ye be a 5% fixed amount in you. The term. Cassadia, he to what? The new minerals and money regulation has started in there. After say, Nimon, Ghana, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Goldface, and a pesos for a margin say no. Omo one Ghana say 5% to 12% increment na ye can wasem about royalties. Na yen Ghana, yen minerals. Yen na yen natural resources. Omo my warning who say my start and yes Ghana ye minerals no ye the most expensive. I'm say of course we don't give a damn. Ghana Parliament yamisra say we man try answer. Man go checking in. Man go ma adwin say mu go gi bra bia fi akire. Na makan ya shabas ni mu. In fact, a lot of Ghanaians will even love say you better more than the 12%. And a lot of Ghanaians would like us to get more. But how dare them? They were telling us it's expensive. Yen good. Yen assassin. More 95%. Now 5% royalties. Now you see a giga, you drop. And the say no price no cost of world marketer. Yes, we better redeem. Say the moment be hit 4,500 per tons per ounce. No, say do 4,500 per. And no. Now you activate 12% and the edge. Say so. I need to say a certain year and that world market 5,000 and then 12%. Nimot ubetria. Anglo Gold Ashanti ubetria. Goldface ubetria. Pesos for ubetria. Muntia monko. We
have to put some of the numbers in context a little bit, right? And I agree with the submissions of Steve in terms of where we have come from and where we are. Look, the reality is that I don't think there's anybody who's looking at the prices of gold today and somewhat will tell you. And gold is not the only mineral that we have applied this to, by the way, right? But again, it happens to be this traditional mineral that matters as far as the structure of the economy is concerned. Nobody will tell you that prices are going to dip below $4,500, not in the next 24, 36 months. So for the government to get ahead of this, and as part of having the conversations around what will happen with lithium, make some of these provisions, I think it gives us a sense that the government is thinking, in the direction that majority of us had expected, given the reforms that we have seen from 2006, 2010, 2015, and now. So if you take prices clearly, I mean, for the next maybe 24, 36 months, prices are going to be quite elevated. What does that mean for our own take, as a country? And I guess perhaps that's where the question of consultation comes in. Again, I'm not too sure. And we've got Shandov here. I mean, he can provide a bit of context on what consultations were. But I know that at least civil society, when the lithium question came up, significant engagements on that. It came in some cases after the fact, right? But at least there was the room to have a discussion around the proposition that was on the table. Civil society is just one part of the equation. You've got the private sector there. So if there was very limited consultation on the private sector side or the development community side, that immediately begins to give cause for worry. Again, we should equally appreciate that consultation does not necessarily mean everybody's view is going to matter at the end of the day, right? Because ultimately, a decision has to be made, okay? Generally, the expectation will be that if we consult, the views that we articulate will be views that feed into policy. But a policymaker has got to make a decision at the end of the day. So even when we had done some work on lithium, and some of the conclusions we had come to at the time were to the effect that the rate that was negotiated for royalties by the SWAL regime, we could have done better. 10% then, when we run the numbers, the effective rate of taxes, for example, that agreement would have generated would have been in excess of about 60%. Fairly high compared to some of the other countries you have in the region. The indications we got from that work was that if we're thinking purely on royalties for the minerals that the country has been producing for years, maybe anchoring that to the prices at terminals made a lot more sense.
Yeah, good, no. Omo no decide am I. Ebedu maybe 50% kwan ebetemo. Sa agreement on the 21-day maturity period no. Asi. And the one in now omo buy no. Fortunate enough. The ally asked and they Omantimi answers your member of parliament for Nabjane. For the first time, both NDC and NPP, Oman betray. For the first time, your politicians now betray. Hey, where the my adio? Sesia na debi amoyana. Nkanye se debi ebo mbiasi mu no. Mutu azu se ya, ebe so abu mabaso. Ebe kan chance magu mabura boso. Eti finally, ya introduce the ally no. Ebe ye adwuma, enye no nko a we eyo on gold and lithium. Ni na no obwa the moment ebe hit world market. Na world market boni kosoro no na yeso ye de kosoro. And as it stand now say make no. The world market 5,000 and you say $4,500 grand enough. Say ebe trega ye. Now baby ade ye duru de. Eni enkrofo besu. Ni monfo e ba besu, amru go fo e ba besu ba ye fa ho. Ye fa ho kra ye fa boga je swan na. Say ana schedule no etie regulation 2:1 gold ana e lithium ana other minerals. And say ye minerals in now. Enye gold no nko o. All Ghana minerals in now from 5% to 12%. Ye nye bia 5% fixed amount ni bio. Ye twam. Ye pe more. Eti gold price US dollars and an ounce no and a royalty applicable. Say $1,900 upwards are 5%. Our world market say above 1,900 to 2,000 in the world market ebenya 6% royalties. Say $2,000 and $2,500 in the world market Ghana budget royalties of 7%. Say 2,500 to 3,000 your budget royalties 8%. 3,500 to 4,000 your budget royalties 10%. 4,000 to 4,500 your budget royalties 11%. Now 4,500 upwards and also your budget royalties 12%. The as it stands now, I click it afa sikanabu because and the world market per ounce no 5,000 US dollars. And per the market projection, it says ever said to make unanim kra more. Edi account say sika gari, sika bu, ye be di good. One a car say man no day, man day papa. Eti ye di omo ye na ye dia. Ye na asase. Ye asase so na mutu gold edi free. Na minim ompenifo kro am go cheche ye na 5% na moje. Ade na motesa. Ye na ade na ye dia. Na ye di peanut. Na omo na anya omo de na omo ya abrofo no. Omo mo de 95% iko. Na yes I can say ye iko 12% they got nerves. They got nerves. Catch this omo ntiase. Ma yen go lithium. Lithium say 1,500 above 5%. Say 1,500 to 2,500 7%. 2,501 to 3,000 10%. And 3,000 and above as 12% for lithium. Lithium deal with as no cost park man gold. I go can I 12% no because na rise of money by 5% and no grant almost same other minerals be said diamond, bauxite, manganese, friend says salt, industrial mineral, limestone, and iron ore. Royalties applicable. You know, 5%, but manganese is there no. Ya man question magbi ho. Na dey say no to dey dia ye betu ya di mu. And she say no Ghana ye minerals ye be jisika ye ni bra bre no ye be mani ye na ye betima ye mani ye na ehia sika. We cannot be the largest gold producer in Africa, yet we look so poor. Among for travel leave the shores of Ghana for what? To go and find greenhouse pastures. The largest producer of gold, one of the most expensive, most demand natural resources. Minerals bako among for here na kese pa you gold. Yet a bit ACM my so among for two. Na Ghana ni akwa PM Italy ekotwipon konse. Among force eswabes $200,000 Ghana cedis. So odi tu kwan na no kwa yakọ bounce na visa ade yon. Korea UK among for kra nya bebi na peche wacha ne dan awa ha okọ ni na no esika. How can we be the largest gold producers in Africa? And yet as well school edua ana man 40 ase. Yet as well classroom yet block. And eto na nkola tena so yet the block ato a table na nkola twena so. Yet as well hospitals I see any bed. Then you ask yourself, say, yeah, no, you're serious with my room. And the emiraso say at least say yeah, you crowd now 12% for now a year. I wish say one day be say revise we na aje more. Omubufu a sagwa na epe no. Omunya honko ni ntu ya de. Ai, ye kra nya na ye show omubufu. No moja honko. Now Bank of Ghana are increasing the gold holdings to 40 tons, which is 42% of Ghana your reserve. And it says no baby I there everywhere you pass gold. Baby ever be gold. And the baby I gold. And the Bank of Ghana esu fili. O fili hit no. Kasadia hit what? Now where Anna the chief operating officer I friend Ahmed Dasana Nantoma or the Ghana Chamber of Mines. Na papa pa me ba na pa nka twa me twa na nase egu. Or say government push to increase gold royalties. Or say if the law is not amended, we will be compelled to comply and pay as responsible corporate citizens.
Tomorrow, if all the administrative processes are addressed, your members begin to pay this.
Yes, they'll begin to pay that.
You, of course, it's legislation, so you have no choice in the matter from tomorrow.
Yes, unless something drastic happens or we decide to do something that...
have you decided to do something?
No, well, that's something that we are looking at. Because we have to look at the long-term impact, and even for Ghana. We are talking about Ghana. People have said foreign companies are pushing. No. Even if a Ghanaian company invests in another country and there's something inimical, government will intervene. So they are just cautioning us that, look, we need to be careful what we are doing with this, our hen that's laying the golden egg.
So what are your members without stability clause? Two questions. First, those without stability clauses,
yes,
they are ready to start paying, or they still want to make some representations to government to say, hold on.
Yeah,
what's the thinking there?
We are still interested in government. Government can...
it's law now, so the conversation is out of government.
It can be tweaked. The law, government puts in the law. Government can decide to change the law, can withdraw it, can amend it. That's why we are hoping that...
And if they don't, you still pay?
If they don't, then you are, as a good corporate citizen, you are forced to pay.
Okay.
So you are paying through your nose. It doesn't mean that you can, because if you don't pay, you become an illegal company. You will pay, but then to have repercussions on your staff.
You adopt a coping strategy.
Exactly, you have to cope.
Lord, you go your parliament for no mistake, no money so much. And Kabam Boom say, Yemma. Sunday. Now 12% now more Jim show. Or see you comply now go choice. For how many years have you been paying 5% royalties? For how many years? How much money Anamu making in a year? From young years as is when you good. For how many years? Anna you go now to you they call Canada, Australia, South Africa, and UK no. Munya so for so nya kapre. Various countries, you know, yeah, my tam. Ghanaians na ye own gold wa ha mo companies ebe to be wa hanam no. We ran to Australia, to Canada with expensive visa, expensive ticket money. Just go and find menial jobs. Yet more your land so to you go na we Ghana ni afa no. I have brofo bi oti work kan ama brofo. Wahu eye onyanko Ghana ni ono wadidi ama ni yema wamen na busua hia nim. Sika ofi akwala nsu indianse mu na oti work atreye. Say they will be compelled to pay us responsible. If people are irresponsible, now come over here 5%. Me blame mo. Do ye negotiation na me nyana me na nipa. No we busa na question is nti. Eh o papa ajapade na wo ajapade a. 5% pe no kwakwade. Bo fo ben kwa no mo kan ya mo dada wa. 5% pe na kwaje. We have the resources. They have the equipment and expertise. Then we gave 95% out and only managed 5%. Hey, Jimmy, and I say about them. And I say, I'm going to cut back to actually. Because that would be the only viable explanation. Say, who the a whole country, the resources, according to a business agreement, and you can only agree to 5%. And today, who raise the credit, we have to do 30%, which is 30% is 1/3 home, and 1/4. I know almost 1/3, almost 1/4. Another or a little over 1/4. And no, almost 12% a dose. And you no say my warning. Say my yes, have a expensive area to mine. Yes, we are too expensive. As a slave queen nearby, won't me manage a copy go soon. Why? Say won't me mania, and young one you good. Go to other countries. Now no see Anna Patrick Stevenson. As the gold prices are expected to rise over the next 24 to 36 months. So government push to increase gold royalties shows it is thinking ahead. Eti almost John Dramani Mahama papa na or since they say Gold Coast refinery every refinery you good ever ha on any CEO edema koko gold board and the finance minister Dr. Atufosin omodi kan confirm I started that Gold Coast refinery refinery good was in magnets enko bebia bauxite enko bebia diamond enko bebia iron ore enko bebia ni na ye process ni na wa ansana e dey kwagudu wa man for man so ene wo hu no sika bago side ho oye ni lusu ni value bago de ne egusu a friend is a giant for that reason ye ntimi ntwen mamu mbo ekro no sa 5% ye twam 12% and per projections which say gold price will keep on rising in the next 26 to 36 months. And the 26 and this is a 12 million. I akabo me 24. Then say no kwanu 2 years asem and ye kano plus a month. And ye ka 36 and that is a 3 years plus. Edi eno and ye target it. Ye target it say Ghana focus so say in the next 3 years like is a gold price will keep on rising. Yan try me 5%, you bet 12%. And omuntimi amunko. Omuntimi a munga nchon so munko. Na wey ana Elvis Daku, editor of News Center newspaper, was on Tiasi. Ghana is richly endowed with resources like oil, cocoa, gold, and lithium, yet our development still lags behind countries such as Singapore, South Korea, and Malaysia that have far fewer natural resources. Now, Papa, Elvis Daku, na ya mama. Wait, is this surprising? Yeah, they were criminals, greedy bastards as leaders. Our chiefs are giving our land for free. Now you are need for expand. Amount for our land was so or energy in the share we Ngaina kano peanuts near the momo. Meanwhile, these were farming lands. Ahafu is known to be a farming community. Say you're stopping the panel from farming. Not the person is not well compensated. What do you think will happen? Ochena say papa ne ba ebedan galam say ni. No chance say otata ni mon before. Then people don't get it. And na dey no mo say say omo say won say. They were using the land to farm. He took it for abrofo. At the end of the day, omo man for mo eduma so ansa nka ho. Man good compensation and yet say Ghana had the need to kwan kwa buchiri. And no or the ba me kwa buchiri yakọ. Enso we nya. Na nka o me galam say nka me. We have all these natural resources. Tell me why as obi da sorry if in the keta so our Ghana ha na o sha se adwene di obedie food. A country with gold, diamond, bauxite, manganese, cocoa, oil. Out of the 36 million, the number of people that wake up who doesn't know a friend is saying what to eat in that day. People who cannot afford to go to school. Now when you obedi school no beko. Hospital now you no be go with triplets and as a quadruple. Nkala 4. Ozima me yana mo udwane. Ngura so le mi hu bi da. Dream papa ani. Open mo aso say be 13 years. But this is the situation. A country with gold, bauxite, diamond, cocoa, oil, and all that natural resources. So sometimes when you mention distance, as you know, because it have no actual value on the normal Ghanaian. And for so many, all that we know, we have good. We have good. Ghana is the largest gold producer in Africa. What have you gotten from it? What have we gotten from it? We have the gold, no? Now, after you see a 12%, omo anya vim e ka kire say e be expensive to mine here.
If we are looking at our state of development and we compare to the advanced countries, obviously we will say we have failed. If we are looking at the current state of development and we are looking at the Asian tigers, many of whom we started with in terms of independence in around the same time, we can say we have failed because the Asian tigers were just like us at independence. But where they are today, we are nowhere close to them. So that one, we can say completely that we have failed.
So like the Malaysia, the Singapore,
the South Korea, the China and the rest, they've done so well. Taiwan and the rest, they've done so well if you look at their state of development today compared to ours. In that case, we can say we haven't done well because we as a country, Ghana, we have been endowed with so many natural resources that some of these countries don't even have. Ghana has crude oil. Ghana has cocoa. Ghana has bauxite. Ghana has diamond. Ghana has gold. Ghana has lithium. And on and on and on we go. Ask yourself, which single country in the world has all these things in one country? So if we look at the blessings God bless us with natural resources, and you compare to the Asian tigers, which do not even boast of more than 2 natural resources per country, and what they have achieved, you can say that we have really failed.
Is that a failure on the political leadership?
We are talking about Ghana, so it's not about political leadership alone. It's always about leadership.
The citizens do not manage these resources you are talking about.
Yeah, the people who lead are citizens before they are voted into power or before they take over power. So they are Ghanaians. Okay, so on that note, you say we have failed.
Move on to comment section. I say, we celebrate it together. 12% every all the money side for the chain. Last scale minus for no. I'm not no model is how. Because small scale for they say gold board and eto. And the last scale for no margin say income. Gas galam say small scale for one and they be manage good no. You be manage some the account. You 12%. At the same time, Bank of Ghana, I see your gold reserve ne a paja to say your 40 tons of gold. Oh, that's about 42% increment in the Emoide. Emoide power Magana, the Bank of Ghana, so no gold no taho, and taho. According to Ghana Chamber of Mines, Chief Operating Officer Ahmed Dasana Nantoma, or say yes, some rano, any 5% now, they will comply and pay as responsible money. I say, the other, yeah, our life amount. Oh, you do 5%, have yes, it may 12% pay. Usu, Crimea River. We don't give a damn. For comments, no, add to comment section as a subscribe, like it, let's share, Emonia in the area. Edino Eba Maxi Billian. I will naked truth to old Boga Trends, Macau. Bye bye.